Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to Retro Fat. And if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving because you're not American or for whatever other reason, then happy Thursday. And if you're not watching this on November 25th, happy whatever day it is. My name is Jeremy and you're watching Retro Fat. We are working our way, sadly, very quickly through season 3 of the classic 80s sitcom Just the 10 of Us. Today we are watching St. Augie's Blues Part 1. So this will be our first cliffhanger. It's the 9th episode of season 3, 33rd episode overall, directed by James Widows, written by Nick LaRose. This episode first aired on November 24th, 1989. So if you're watching this the day I posted it, this aired exactly 32 years and 1 day ago for the first time. So this episode is, as I said, it was one of our two-parters that we had in Just the 10 of Us. We'll watch the first part today. We'll watch the second part next week. And we'll talk about it. This one is interesting because it's a very Connie-heavy episode, and it digs into some deep, serious topics that the first time I watched this, I really don't remember having a clue how they were going to solve it. So that's my 11-year-old take on it the first time I watched it. Let's see what I think of it now as a 43-year-old. So let's get to the episode.
Oh! Connie, can you settle an argument for us?
Cindy's are bigger.
No, this is important.
Okay, what's the problem?
Okay, well, Wendy thinks that once you take a bite out of a cocktail wiener, you can't dip it back in the mustard. But I think you can dip it back in the mustard if you turn it around and you dip with the butt end. What do you think?
Get out of here!
Hey, you don't have to yell if you don't know. Just say so.
Hi, honey. What are you working on?
It's a stupid article for the stupid school paper.
Oh, Connie, you've always been your own harshest critic.
Wait till this is published. Listen to it. In the daily hustle-bustle of academic life here in the hallowed halls of St. Augie's, there is a man who goes unnoticed. Our own Janitor Bob. A fixture, like the very urinals he scrubs. Janitor Bob has been here since, quote, my hunting accident, I think.
Oh, honey, it has such a nice finish.
Why couldn't he be interesting? Why couldn't he be a drunk? Why couldn't he be a transvestite or something good like that?
Now, Connie, you know that doesn't have to be bad news in order to be interesting.
Just once, I'd like to write something important.
Hi, honey, I'm home. And my spirits are high.
Have you been meditating on the daily prayer?
In your dreams. We just had a meeting of the teachers' negotiating committee. We're going to get that raise from Father Hargis this year.
Oh, yeah. What makes you think that this year is going to be different from last year?
Well, this year he can't pull his poverty act. You know, he had his entire office remodeled, complete with built-in stereo and original oil paintings.
Paintings?
And you know they're expensive because they look like crap.
I can't believe that, Graham.
Yeah, and he bought a new car. And not just any new car, a Miata.
A priest in a convertible?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his nails buffed.
Dad, please, I can't hear myself think. I'm trying to make a completely boring man interesting.
Thanks, but I don't need your help.
Okay, a few things to say here. So first of all, the opening joke, Cindy's are bigger, classic. I remember that one very well. I have to say, I 100% agree with Wendy on this. Unless you're with family. Family can be a little different. Yeah, you don't double dip, even if you flip the cocktail weenie around. The transvestite line, I hope people in the comments recognize this was, I don't think, said with any kind of malice. It was a different time. This was 1989. It is 32 years later. This is obviously a word that's no longer used, but it was said here. So be it. I don't think there was any ill will meant, just beyond, in this case, truly, I think Connie's saying, I wish there was something more interesting about him, because he's not. Of course, Janitor Bob, who we're going to see in a little bit, is played by Sid Haig, who is a horror icon. I know that Sid Haig is no longer with us, but I know that the Elm Street Girls, the actresses, made multiple comments about how they would frequently run into him at various horror conventions, and apparently he is just the nicest, kindest man ever. So I like Jander Bob, and it'll be fun to see him kind of show up here and there throughout the series. All right, let's get back to the credits.
And I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can, leaning on nobody but me. Oh, seeing it from where I stand, nothing comes easy. Oh, I'm always bringing home second places at the end of every one of my daisies. A house with love on all of the bases that keep me doing it the best I can. Yeah, I'm doing it the best I can. I'll keep on doing it the best I can.
So, with all the cleaning and scrubbing, you spend many hours alone. That gives you time to think. Do you have a philosophy?
Get it before it dries.
Very quickly, the lady with the very large, very dyed hair, that is Molly Peebles. We have seen her before. She was in the chocolate episode as well as the choir episode. You'll recognize her voice immediately.
Hi, Sister Ethel.
Hi.
Would you tell Father Hargis that the negotiating team is ready?
He's not here. He's washing his Miata.
Oh, well, could we wait in his office?
No. Wait in his office.
Just like last year. Us down here and him up there. The end of the evening, me in tears.
Now look, Bert, when Father Hargis gets here, let me do all the talking.
Ooh, Graham, are you always this forceful?
Why, yes, I am.
I like that.
Molly, exactly what course do you teach here?
Health.
And do you use a book, or do you just kind of stand there?
You'll be warned, this priest is crafty. He always starts off with his phony poverty call to the bishop.
Oh, yeah? Well, not this year.
Wow, you're not only forceful, you're strong.
What? You thought this was fat?
I guess I've let him stew long enough.
No, he's not here. He's washing his Miata.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Oh, no, we just got here ourselves.
Hold that thought. I've got the bishop on line 1. Hello. Well, it certainly is a pleasure to hear from you, Bishop Bampy. What? Our budget's been cut, but it's not fair.
How's the connection, Father?
It's fine. Lubbock, you destroyed school property.
Then deduct it from my raise.
Now we've got you on the run. For the first time, we're shoving your face in the muck. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about a raise.
People, you just got a raise.
12 years ago.
12 years. The age Jesus was when he preached in the temple. And I believe the
Look, we're not
message in
going to
that
be sidetracked. We deserve more money, and we're not going to leave here until we get it.
Bert, don't you usually do the negotiating?
This year it's different. You're not dealing with a weenie.
Father, we need an answer.
And you deserve one. Let's pray for guidance.
If he gets us on our knees, we're dead.
I don't see where a little prayer would hurt, do you? God, do you think these fine people deserve a raise? No. Did you hear it too?
I think it's time we haul out our big guns.
You people have got no sense of humor about this at all. I mean, if I can't lie, how can we have honest negotiations?
Father, this sure is going to be different.
I sense that.
Look, first of all, you can't plead poverty. We know all about your extravagant lifestyle.
What are you talking about?
Must we insult you by listing the items on which you've squandered school money?
If I squander school money, may lightning strike me.
That's not good enough.
All right, I'll show you the books.
Whatever that is, I'm gonna have to clean it up.
So, listen, we got a few minutes before the kids get home from school, and I got some time on my hands, so either one of you want to poop in your pants? You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Tell me you're pulling my leg. Whoa. How was school today?
It was great. We lost power for 45 minutes and got sent to the playground.
Pretty exciting day today, huh?
Oh, not the good kind. Father Hargis was shot.
Shot?
Shocked, Cindy, shocked. That's why he looked like Don King.
Yeah, but if he wasn't shot, why were the teachers so happy? Marcus, what happened?
Gee, I'm afraid to.
Dad got his raise. The first time in 12 years.
Oh. And they say all the time I spend on my knees is wasted.
Wow, what a day for news, huh?
What are you talking about? Nothing happened at school today. Nothing.
Hey, I hope you two are listening because there may be some questions later. Yeah, I know, honey, I think. Now, you got your raise today by electrocuting Father Hargis?
No, I didn't get Father Hargis. God did.
Buy a vowel. Buy a vowel.
Yeah, buy a tea. Do you mind? My deadline is 8 hours away.
Come on, everybody, we're going to celebrate.
Isn't this exciting news?
Isn't what exciting news?
Graham, didn't you tell him?
Well, yeah, I'm trying. You see, today
Did you hear? You got your raise.
We don't have to go in this house and get some quiet.
Shut up, Connie. Look, everybody, we're going to go out and celebrate and have beer and pizza. Guess which part I'm having?
Oh, honey, I am so proud of you.
Oh, Elizabeth, please. Gush, please. Connie, aren't you going to get ready?
Sorry, Dad, but I've got to work on Janitor Bob, up close and personal.
But Connie, I won't enjoy myself as much if you're not there.
Sure you will.
Yeah, you're right. More for me.
Graham, I cannot believe that you got that money out of Father Hargis.
Yeah, but he's going to have to raise tuition 10%. Shh, it's a secret. Nobody's supposed to know yet.
Oh, honey, thank God our kids go for free. I would hate to get that bill in the mail.
Me too. Come on, everybody. Let's go. I'll start up the car.
Okay. Connie, did you hear that?
Do you mind? I am this close to making Janitor Bob a saint.
Excuse me, but if I were a woman trying to overcome her empty life by writing, I wouldn't write about Janitor Bob. I would write about a secret tuition increase.
I think it was clever to have Sherry be involved. We know she's clearly bright. She's a clever kid. And this way it wasn't just Connie, even though Connie is, of course, later going to be the one who pays for writing this article right here. And one thing I haven't really mentioned yet, I like that he's driving a Miata. I don't know about Catholic schools. I would think that the priest / headmaster? I don't really know. I would think that his personal vehicle choice wouldn't really matter to the budget that much. I would assume he draws some kind of a salary, but I may be showing my Catholic ignorance right here. I don't know. But in any event, we know that he needed a new car because his last one was knocked into the pool. And even though it was repaired, I'm sure he wanted to upgrade. This is also, I think, one of the very few times we see the Lubbocks go out to eat. And I can only imagine how much it costs to take a family of 10 out to eat. We do see them at Danny's, and that makes me wonder, are they going to Danny's Pizzeria for pizza and beer?
What are you yelling at me for? I didn't raise the tuition.
Father, you wanted to see me? Lubbock, I underestimated you.
Oh, thank you. A lot of people do. You know, your hair looks a lot better since you cut that singed part off.
We're not here to talk about my hair. We're here to talk about this.
Where did Connie get this story?
Oh, so convincing.
What, you think I gave this to her?
Of course I think you did. Who do you think you're dealing with? I'm the guy who fakes God's voice.
Are you suggesting I'm lying?
Lubbock, I've got 138 students not returning.
142.
By the end of the day, the only students I'll have left is your stinking family, and they go here free.
Look, I give you my word, this is none of my doing.
Come on, Lubbock. I used that line 100 times.
Father, the parents would find out about the raise in the tuition eventually.
Sure. Eventually, on my terms. First, I was going to send a letter talking about the high cost of education, but no outright appeal, followed by a letter a month later suggesting we may have to cut the athletic program. And finally, a couple of weeks after that, a personal note for me on recycled paper. After that, it's past the collection plate and full speed ahead.
Look, Father, you're just going to have to give the parents your word that you need more money.
My word? Come on, Lubbock. Who believes a man of God these days? Don't you read the papers?
Well, a lot of these parents would trust you, Father. They don't know you.
Just not going to be able to increase tuition, and we're going to have to forego that raise.
No way.
What do you care? You live in a house for free, a house owned by this school, I believe.
Oh, now I know where Connie got the story. From you.
From me?
Yeah, you're the guy who faked God's voice.
I never said it was God. You just assumed.
Forget it, Father. It isn't going to work. The raise stands.
Don't be stupid, Lubbock.
Stupid? You haven't even seen stupid yet.
I like that Graham had the wherewithal to think that, oh, in fact, it was you, Father Hargis, who may have tipped Connie off. And that would have been an interesting angle. But this one, like, it almost makes me anxious. This is a sitcom from the 80s, and I'm feeling legitimate stress about what this school is going through. 142 people have said they're not coming back. I mean, 10% seems like a big raise to compensate for, or a big price increase to compensate for the teacher's raise. But I'm assuming there are probably other things in here as well.
I can't believe you're leaving too. Well, good luck among the Protestants. Bye. Bobby O'Brien's leaving too. Bobby? Oh, Bobby. Do you know how many times I let him watch me jiggle up the stairs? Oh, Cindy, Mikey Sullivan, too. Not the hunk with the God-given hiney.
Hey, have you heard the great news? The lunch lines are going to be a lot shorter.
JR, how could you be happy at a time like this?
Easy. With all those guys leaving school, I have my pick of the available babes.
You idiot. The only available babes are your sisters.
Gosh darn, it's always something.
Anyone want an autographed copy of the St. Augie Herald-Gazette?
You're responsible for all of this.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Great! Don't you realize what you've done?
You bet. And I'm kind of surprised you realize what I've done.
Because of you, all the cute boys are leaving.
You're worried about boys when I uncovered another Jim Baker?
Oh, he's leaving too?
I can't talk to you. I'm going where I'm appreciated.
I don't believe that she would...
There she is.
Connie.
Get the rope.
What? Connie, how could you betray a family confidence like that?
But I thought you'd be proud of me.
Judas, that's your name? Ask me again and I'll tell you the same.
Connie, have I done something to you over the past 15 years that would make you want to get me?
Well, sure, but that had nothing to do with this. I wasn't getting you. I was getting Father Hargis.
Connie, don't you realize what you've done?
Oh, you're not worried about the cute boys leaving school too, are you?
You've made our job harder. Now we may have to strike. There may be picket lines and families who aren't making enough.
Go on.
What are you doing? Don't you learn?
Fine, throw away my notepad. I have a photographic memory. You've made our job harder. Now we may have to strike. There may be picket lines and families who are not making enough. Go on. What are you doing? Don't you learn?
All right, a few thoughts here. Connie, I think, would be the Lubbock child who would be most, I don't want to say willing to sell her family out, but I do think she would be the one who would be most inclined to say journalistic integrity, freedom of the press. If there's news, we have to report it, regardless of the consequences. I do think that is true. I do not, however, think she would be this cold to her father, because I feel like of all the kids, she's probably the one who's closest to Graham. And I think, if anything, we would see a struggle here between her trying to decide what should I do for my dad versus what should I do for me as a journalist.
Okay, guys, with the right strategy, we can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
How do we know we can trust you?
What are you saying?
I'm saying you told us to let you do all the talking, and the first thing we read in the paper is you did a lot of talking.
Hey, don't blame me for my daughter. I believe you have a son who's a hairdresser.
He's a barber.
Then how come he hasn't got a pole?
Gentlemen, we have to stick together.
Well, if people don't trust me, I'll be glad to bow out.
Bert, tell him you trust him. For me, Molly.
I trust him a little.
We have to stick together. We have to gird our loins. I'm ready to walk a picket line and face burly policemen with their clubs and tear gas and fire hoses. Yes, fire hoses.
He has a pole. It's just a small one.
A small pole? Honey, what are you doing? Shh! Haven't you learned anything? Oh, it's the one sister I call a friend. Please be quiet. But you're doing wrong. Why is what I'm doing wrong?
It is foolish to ask why things are wrong, Constance. As young Catholics, all we have to know is that they are.
Well, I don't agree. Oh, I wish you hadn't said that.
Mom! She's doing it again!
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I was just waiting for the right time to apologize to Dad and the teachers.
So now I see you've added lying to your list of talents.
Mom, try to see it from my side. For the first time in my life, I wrote a story that isn't cute.
Oh, you bet it isn't. Go to your room.
Go to my room? I'm sorry. But haven't you forgotten a little thing called the First Amendment? This is America.
No, America ends at that front door. This is Lubbock land, and I'm the evil queen.
A line like that is so 1980s. I can see something like that being said on The Cosby Show or Roseanne or any slightly cutting edge sitcom of the era. It's funny. I enjoyed it.
Good evening.
Oh, excuse me. Who are you?
Jason Williams, Eureka's finest realtor.
Yes, well, how can I help you?
Well, when you're looking for your next home, it's me who can help you.
Well, we're not moving.
Yes, you are.
No, Mr. Williams, we're not selling our home.
Well, of course, that's because you don't own it.
No, I think there's been a mistake.
No, Father Hargis made it quite clear.
So, we're all agreed? We don't give in an inch. What, Bert?
We should communicate in writing. The room might be bugged.
The room's not bugged.
How do we know your daughter hasn't planted a microphone around here somewhere? Aha! Nothing.
Graham, there's a man outside wearing an orange coat. Is he wearing pants? You and all thinking the same thing?
All right, just what do you think you're doing? Where is he?
The roof's okay.
Well, you got that right. It's my roof.
How soon can you people be out?
August 2010.
This attitude, I don't think you should be around during the open house.
This house is not going to be sold.
Graham, are we gonna lose our home?
No, we're not, honey. No, we're not.
You and your wife and your 8 kids are welcome to my spare room.
Don't you get it? Father Hargis isn't going to sell our house. It's just another trick, another ploy.
It's like a slap in the face.
Well, if Hargis wants to play hardball, then I can too.
Sure. Go ahead. I can wax it again. What else have I got to do?
Look, Father Hargis, I understand your cheap theatrics for what they are, but I will not have you scaring my family. Are you okay?
I'm sorry, Graham. I have no choice.
What are you talking about?
I can't go back on the raise, and I can't increase tuition.
What, you mean I'm supposed to believe that real estate guy was legit?
I'd rather cut off my own arm than sell school land, but I don't know what else to do if I want to keep St. Augie's open.
Well, I don't understand. You had money to redo your office.
No money. A former student of mine donated the supplies and the labor because he wanted to thank me for his education.
Well, why didn't you say something before?
Would you have believed me if I did?
Well, what about the car?
It's a gift from my mother. She owns a dealership.
And the paintings?
Sister Ethel did them. She took up painting when she could no longer golf.
I had no idea.
I made a promise to this school a long time ago. I swore I'd never see it close. What else can I do? I'm sorry, Graham. But your house must go.
Just the 10 of Us will continue in a moment.
All right, so we're going to get a little preview of next week, I think. I just want to say that the stakes here feel very real. And it's about to amp up. This is not an especially long episode because it's not an especially funny episode. It's a good one, but there weren't as many laughs here as we have in the usual episode. I don't think this would have qualified as like a very special episode of Just the 10 of Us. But clearly, it's a serious situation here. So let's see what's happening next week, and then we'll recap.
Next on Just the 10 of Us.
Don't you understand? Every time you open up your big fat pencil, you drive this family deeper and deeper into trouble. I'm tired of all your self-serving crapola.
I've broken a family confidence to serve my own ends. I've been disrespectful to my parents and have caused them to lose their home. And no matter what I do, it's wrong. What can you say to a person like that?
Hi, Connie.
Oh, my God! You've hung the coat!
Well, we can always count on Sister Ethel for a few good lines. So that's where this one ends. The Lubbocks are about to lose their home. And, you know, it could be worse. He could be about to lose his job, but I'm guessing that, I mean, we know money is tight. They were on welfare, technically, at one point. So things are going to get potentially worse before they get better. All right, so yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Part 2 next week. Of course, we know it's a sitcom. It'll end well, but you have to wait a week, and I will see you here next Thursday.